Alright, hi guys, it's Friday the 18th of October 2019 and I'm just going to be reviewing the pairs from the video that I sent Sunday. So I always leave the pink lines that I draw, the pink dotted lines to kind of map out what we should have been doing, and let's see what the market did. So starting off with the Aussie CAD, we spoke about the market being in a downtrend making lower highs. So we said this area here should be a new set of lower highs and the market should fall from here. The market did fall. We were at this area in the video. I spoke about the market pushing down, pulling back, and then going. The market pushed down, went up, and then fell. Right? So on this trade, we should have been able to make some money here. Right? After here, we would have been waiting for the market to do the same thing, and it did not. From here, though, it did pull back up, which is fine. So we would have had the opportunity to take one trade around here, depending on the entries, and then the market fell, giving us at least, let's see, I would have taken an entry, or we would have gotten an entry somewhere around here, and the market pushed roughly about 75 pips. So even if you captured 50 out of that, half of that, that was a good trade for us this week on the Aussie CAD. Aussie JPY, right? This one mapped out very nicely. So I said this was going to go up here, and I said from where we were, the market should fall and then go up. That is exactly what the market did. The market fell, found support. All right, so we had a double bottom right here, and then the market went up. Your buy trade for this would have been, if we did take this trade, would have been here, stop below here, and target of about 85 pips. You would have made it 85 pips as this market went up here. And then I said from here now, if this market is going to fall, then I'm going to expect it to start pushing down now. So the first part of this trade is over. It happened this week. Let's see what the market does next week. Aussie Swiss franc, I said I was leaving this one alone, so that there's no pink lines on this one, and I didn't trade it this week. Aussie New Zealand dollar, my game plan for this was to continue selling. If it did push lower, it never pushed lower. From here it went up, so again, no trade on this one this week. Aussie US dollar, nice setup. So where we were, I said I expected this market to fall, find support, and go up. It fell. Now remember, when I share this with you all, I don't know exactly where the market is going to stop, but it's the concept that I want you all to get, right? So I wanted this market to fall, find support, and go up. The market fell, found support higher than this previous low, and then went up. So on this one, you had the opportunity to make at least, this was 90 pips of opportunity that you could have presently been up and profitable. Alright, on the Aussie US dollar. CAD Swiss franc, I spoke about this market basically from here, starting to make lower lows and lower highs. The market did push back up higher first, forming a double top, but then we did get the entry that we want. And if you all were looking for that format, right, where the market should be pushing down, we got that here, like this, making lower highs, where we could have been selling this market right there. So I took trades on this one, and I did make profits on this one as the market was falling this week. CAD JPY, I expected a deeper correction. The market did not correct deeper, but it did pull back and then continue going up, guys. So based on your strategy, some of you might have been able to get in here, but for us, it was not deep enough correction after a push like this. Swiss franc JPY, I wanted this market from here to come, form a lower high, and then start falling. This is a pair that I might have gotten stopped out on, and this is how it would have worked. From where we were, I would have said this is the high, and then the market formed these sets of highs in this area here, which is lower than the previous high. So I might have taken a sell trade here, but my stop would have been right there. I would have gotten stopped out, but I didn't look at this pair to actually trade it this week. But as I say, I like to be as transparent as possible. I'm not going to sit here and try to make up something. This is a trade that if I saw, I probably would have taken, and then I would have gotten stopped out on it, which is fine. It's part of it. Alright? Euro Aussie, what did I say? My game plan for this one was for it to continue going bearish. If it broke out here, it never did. It went back up and stayed sideways in the consolidation. So no trade on this one this week. The Euro CAD, I spoke about this pushing down, continuing to push down, or pulling back, forming a lower high and then falling. The market did pull back. It pulled back a bit deeper than expected, so there was no trade on this one based on this entry. Right, so I am still going to look because of where we are right here right now. Let me remove this. Where we are right here right now, this is still lower than this high. So if this holds here next week, we could start seeing this market start to give us the move that we expected. Euro Swiss franc, my game plan was fall, make a higher, a lower high, and then continue falling. We went sideways, no trade on this one for us. Euro pound, I spoke about wanting a deeper pullback because of how the market just fell. It continued falling, so no trade for us this week. Euro JPY, I spoke about this pushing down, forming a lower high and falling, or if it broke above here, which it did, pulling back, finding support and then going. So if you all did, you had the opportunity to take this trade for roughly 104 pips of opportunity. This wasn't a bad trade if you all took advantage of the move. Euro New Zealand dollar, what did I say to do? I was expecting this to continue going bearish. It did not, so I didn't lose a cent. I didn't take a trade on this pair. Euro US dollar, again, I expected it to be bearish. The market never gave us a setup like that. The market continued pushing bullish, which is fine. I just didn't take a trade, and I didn't have a trade on this one. Pound Aussie, so the Pound Aussie, I took a trade on this one. No, I did not, sorry. I was suggesting to take a trade, and I said I broke this one down in a video during the week for y'all, and I said I wanted the market to break out of the range that it was in bearish, and it never broke out. It held and then continued going up, which is fine by me. Now, based on where we're at, I am expecting it to continue making lower highs and start falling back down now. So let's see what the market does next week. Pound US dollar, again, I expected bearish. It went bullish. I didn't lose any money. We did not take a trade on this one here at all. And that's what I like about the strategy that I use and that I share with the clients. It keeps you out of trades if you're wrong, because I'm waiting for confirmation. If the market starts pushing in the other direction, I never got the confirmation, I'm just not in the trade. Right? I'll take the other trades that I did get, and all the pound pairs would have kind of been the same, because I was talking about bearish. They all went bullish this week, so no trades on these for us. Same thing here, no trades pound New Zealand dollar. New Zealand CAD, basically I was talking about this pulling back, so it fell and then gave us the pullback. So we did not really get an entry as yet. We'd now be setting up an entry potentially for next week. Let's see what the market does, but we didn't have a trade on this one as well for us this week. New Zealand dollar Swiss franc, I didn't trade this one. We didn't look at this one last week. New Zealand dollar JPY, I didn't trade this one, but this would have been a nice little bullish run back up to this high that I identified here. If you go to the daily, you can see why I identified that high. That was previous resistance. So we do have somewhat sideways movement where we're bouncing within this range. So next week, my game plan is going to be simple. I want to sell this or wait for a breakout and then look to buy it, depending on what the market is doing. New Zealand US dollar. So based on where we're at, I spoke about us selling this, which was good. We did have the market giving us those entries there, and we had a sell-off down to here. From here, we would have taken profit, and then we would have been waiting for our next entry. We never got that next bearish entry. The market pushed up, taken out the high, and now this is where we're at. Alright, so we have to wait and see what the market will do next week on this one. US dollar JPY, I spoke about this falling. It pushed up and then went sideways. No trade on this for us. US dollar CAD, this was a nice one as well. I spoke about this pulling back a little bit and then falling. We did get our pullback, and then we had the market basically fall 113 pips. So if you all took advantage of this, we had multiple entries on this one, because you could see from here, push down, lower high, push down, lower high. So we had 1, 2, 3 entries. If you missed the first one, you had 2 other opportunities to get into this market as the market fell. US dollar Swiss franc, again, I spoke about this one correcting like this. What did it do instead? It gave us a double top, which was a sign to enter, and then the market fell off anyway. It didn't give us the fall first, which is fine. We could have entered up here as well. Less risk and more potential reward. If you all were following along on this one, this is roughly 133 pips, and your stop would have been around 25 pips or so right above here. So we would have more than gotten 1 to 3 with a trade setup like this. I spoke about the dollar, and the dollar just went bearish. It broke out of support that it was at right here, and it just went bearish, but we didn't have a game plan for this. I was just monitoring the dollar. I spoke about oil being bullish. I said from here, this is probably going to fall, find some support and go up. The market fell, found support a little deeper, but found the support here, and we had the confirmation of the U-turn, and then the market pushed back up. So we had the opportunity to make some profit on oil. And gold, I have been selling all week. So when we spoke about gold, I did some scribbles below here, but we sold gold here, we made profit here, then the market went up here, we sold right here, it went back up, and we sold again. Right now we are in a sideways pattern with gold, so I do have an open position here in gold that I'm probably going to leave open over the weekend. Alright, and I'm going to be bearish. I'm continuing bearish on gold on this one right here. Let's see what the market does this week. And that's it for the review this week, guys. So there was a lot of opportunities that played out nicely. If you all are following the strategy, you stayed out of a lot of trades rather than taking a loss, which was good. And we're just going to set up for next week. So Sunday will be the next video for next week's plan, and we just take it from there, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you all on Sunday, please.